talking about social media prospecting. In fact, it's going to be social media prospecting made easy. Because you know, one of the things that's so very interesting is oftentimes people will give these big overviews. They kind of give you like the 10,000 foot view and you're like, yeah, I get it. Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, I want to do it. But the drama is in the details, right? And so sometimes it's the nitty-gritty details that really is what we need to be successful. So we're going to talk about the little details tonight. First and foremost, what are some of the benefits of using social media to use your business? And then we're going to get into like exactly what do you do? And the biggest question that most people have is like, when the heck do we talk about our business opportunity, right? Like, when can we share what it is that we really want to talk about? So we're going to get into all of that. So first of all, why social media? Why is it beneficial? Well, this is like a case study, perfect example. You know, if you ever live in a place where you got some crazy weather, you know, definitely the people up in the north, here I am down in Houston, we have people out in Florida, there's people all over the country that from time to time, you know, you can't go outside, right? You can't, you know, be doing the things being out and about. You have to find another way to grow your business. And with Closeout right around the corner, this is perfect. What is another thing about social media that's awesome? Well, it's super non-invasive. I mean, everybody's using it, everybody's connecting. And what I love about it is like, if somebody sees a message from you that pops up on their phone, or they see you comment on something on their wall, well, they can quickly go click on you click on your face, go to your profile, and then get like the whole 411 on you. So you gotta have a good profile. That's very, very important. But it's great because it's an awesome memory jogger. So we know all of these amazing reasons why to use social media, but let's talk about, you know, what exactly should you do and when do you get to the good stuff, which is like talking about our opportunity. So I believe personally that there are 4 different categories that people are going to fall in when you are talking to them on social media. Okay. First of all, we have our close friends, right? Like people we talk to all the time. You have them in your phone. You may be talking to them weekly or even daily. So those are like your close inner circle. Then you have your people that are like your acquaintances. Like, you know them, they know you, but you're not like super tight. We got our close friends, we have our acquaintances. Then who do we have after that? Well, how about friends from the past? People that like, you know them and maybe you used to work together, maybe you went to high school together, maybe they were your neighbor that used to be across the street, maybe they used to be at a church that you went to and you moved across town, whatever. You have people that you know, and maybe at one time in your life you guys, you know, were talking frequently, but now, you know, things have changed and you don't talk to them all the time. Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you have anybody on your list that is like that? If you do, put a yes in the comment section. So, and then the last part is cold market. Like I don't know how many people are on social media, but there's a gazillion, and you can really just pick your platform. You want to do Facebook, you want to do Instagram, you want to do LinkedIn, you pick a platform. It doesn't really matter. There are people everywhere, and obviously different target markets, different segments of people hang out in different places. So we're going to talk about the first 2 things tonight. Out of these 4 different people in different scenarios that you have, we're going to talk about 2 different ways that, the first 2 actually, that you can connect on up with them, and we're going to get into some specifics. So the first way is your close friends. So these are the people that you do talk to them regularly. They know what's going on in your world. You know what's going on in their world. And basically, you don't have to be super formal with them. Okay. So what do you say to them? Well, if you're hitting them up on social media, I have some friends like my girlfriend, Jasmine, she's actually over here at my house right now. We talk all the time, and like literally the primary way that we talk is on Facebook. Like we could call, we could text, and yeah, we do all of that, but literally that's how we talk, is Facebook. So if I was going to talk to somebody like that, where, you know, you're close to them, what do you say? Well, how about you just say, hey, you know, so-and-so, how are you? What's going on? And just like 1 sentence, 2 sentences, that's it. And then when they respond back, they're like, hey, how are you? How's your world? What's going on your Sunday night or whatever, right? Like they respond, then you approach them. Okay. And so what is your approach going to be? You might say something like, hey, listen, I just have a second, but I want us to share something with you. You know, came across something. It looks like we can help some people and we can make some money. And I thought about you. I'd love to share more about it with you. When can we get together? Now, one of the things with social media or with anything that you're going to do when you're prospecting is you kind of have to begin with the end in mind. So if you're using social media, you can go to book a one-on-one meeting. You can go to send them to a video. You can go to, hey, you're having to get together at your place and you want to invite them over. You can go to, hey, there's an event going on in your area and you want to have them show up at that event. So you really have to begin with the end in mind. Me personally, I am a big fan of one-on-ones simply because that's how we built our business. We did a lot of one-on-ones. They're great because people usually show up for them. Like, you're not going to get no-showed from your friend, right? You're going to at least have a conversation about it. Parties are another way as well, but parties are a little bit more finicky. You can have some hot, some cold. Sometimes you invite a bunch of people and then only, the turnout isn't what you're expecting. So one-on-ones I love. The other thing I really, really like is I like using videos. Why videos? Well, it's a great way to pre-qualify people, and it's also very, very scalable if you have people and they're across the country or you have limited time or anything like that. What's your personal favorite? Do you like one-on-ones? Do you like videos? Do you like home parties? What's your favorite? Let me know. So you get to decide what you want to do up front. So here's the close friend script is kind of like this. Hey, their name. Hey, so-and-so, how are you? What's going on, right? And then once they respond, you're going to wait. You're not going to hit them with anything up front, okay? And that's really important because have you ever got messages from people where you throw something out there to them or maybe they throw something out there to you and they're like, hey, so-and-so, how are you? It's been so great with me and here's my link, or I want to ask you this question, or like they just come on too strong. I get those kind of crazy messages all the time, and that's why we're talking about this. So your first thing is you're going to say hi, and you're going to wait for them to respond. Then once they respond, you're going to say, hey, I only got a second, but I came across something. Looks like we can help some people, make some money. Love to share more about it with you. When can we meet? Or do you have a couple minutes to watch a video? Or, hey, what do you have going on Thursday night? Right? You get to decide which way you want to direct that prospect in that conversation. Is that making sense? What do you guys think? Think that's something you can say, something you can do, pretty easy, right? So you get to decide. So that is close friends. So because these are people that are close to you and they know you, you don't have to be super formal. You don't have to really go over the top. Now, what about people that are not your close friends? That's probably the majority of our list, right? Like we have our inner circle, but then we have all these other people that are a little bit further out on the edges. So what I would do is, obviously you're going to kind of start off the same way. Hey, so-and-so, how are you? Now, if you can put something in that first message so that when it comes across their phone and they get the little peep thing and they get to kind of see part of what you're writing, it kind of continues on. They're not able to see everything in one message. Now, with people that are your acquaintances that you're not like talking to all the time, you want to have some small talk. So one that anybody can use is, hey, so-and-so, how are you? I just came across you in my news feed. It's been forever. What's going on in your life, right? Like you kind of reconnect with that person. That is fine, but something that would be even better, like if you want to go the next step, if you want to be like an A+ network marketer, then what I would suggest you do is you go to their profile and you look for something that you can start a conversation with that is personal to them about something they've posted on their wall. So they just had their kid's birthday party. Hey, so-and-so, how are you? I see, little Sammy just turned 4. I can't believe he's growing up so fast. That's it. Just throw it out there. And you're just being a friend and you're just saying hi, right? And so then what's going to happen is you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I know, it was amazing. And they're going to start talking. And that's exactly what you want. You want them to start talking. You want to kind of develop that warm up that relationship, warm up that contact, because mind you, this is not one of your frequent everyday people. This is somebody that's, them and they know you, but you have to kind of build that rapport for you to go ahead and go to the next step. After you've kind of warmed them up, then the next thing, you can kind of decide how you want to approach it. Now, everything I'm going to share with you, you get to take it and you get to use your words, but I'm kind of giving you the format. I'm kind of giving you the outline. So hey, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. you got to be yourself, okay? You know, the Shakespeare said, to thy own self be true, right? So whatever you do, make it authentic, make it genuine, and most importantly, make it you. If it's not you, it's not going to fly, and they're going to sniff it from a mile away. So kind of take the format that we're going over here, and if something doesn't seem like it's 100% how you would say it, then just change it up a little bit so that it is authentic for who you are. So here's one of the things that I like to say, because this is very, very frequent for people that are really, really building their business, is we have, you know, let's say 100 people on our list. Well, you know, this core group is pretty small. Let's say it's 10 people or less. And then the other 90 are like people that are less close to you, right? Like you don't talk to them all the time. So you say, hey, how are you? You try and small talk in your original message about something that you could see on their wall, or if you really, you know, don't even want to go for that, you just say, hey, you came up in my news feed. How are you? It's been a little while, right? But I would recommend grabbing something personal to them that you can small talk about. Once you do that, they're going to respond, and they're going to respond warmly, and they'll be like, oh my gosh, it was awesome. This happened, blah, blah, blah. And then you're talking. And you want to kind of go back and forth with them. You can go through the family, occupation, recreation message if you like. I hope you've heard of that acronym before. But basically just have a little bit of small talk and say, hey, it's been so great talking to you. You know what? I got to scoot, but I was just curious. You know what? I'm working on a project, and it's shaping up to be something where, you know, we can make some money. And I was just wondering, are you at a spot in your life where you keep your options open for other ways of making money outside of what you do, being a nurse or being a hairdresser or being a teacher or whatever they do, right? And so you just kind of like, hey, what's going on? You got your small talk, you have a little bit of chit chat, and then you say, hey, you know what? I got a scoop, but just curious. You know, I got a business project I'm working on, or I got a side project I'm working on. I'm working on something outside of whatever. Like if you work someplace and they know you work there, I'm working on something outside of the school system. Let's say you're a teacher, or outside of wherever. And, you know, it made me think about you, you know. Are you just curious? Are you at a spot in your life where you keep your options open for other ways of making money outside of what you're doing? And ask them. And then once you ask them, be quiet. Like, don't say anything else. Like, give them the opportunity to respond. Now, if you're kind of been going back and forth and you can see that you write a message and they write you right back, then you should see something come over right away. Now, they might say, well, yeah, what is it? What are you doing? Then from there, you can decide, hey, I'm going to go for my one-on-one. I'm going to go for my, you know, video presentation, or I have an event at my house that I want to get them to. You get to decide, and you can pick up the ball and run from there. And that is it. If this has been something that's been helpful to you, drop a comment, let me know, and feel free to tag and share it with your friends on the replay. So take care, be blessed, and I'll see y'all next time.
For more great training and to receive your free MP3 download on how to attract prospects using social media, the 4 essential elements to attracting prospects, visit summergeronimo.com.